Hello, welcome everyone. Feel free to introduce yourself in the chat and which company you represent. Hello. Welcome everyone. I see our list, we're still having quite a bit of people to join. Hello from Ripple Effects. I see NWEA. Nice. Oh, there's a lot. Welcome everyone. As you're joining, please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat and which company you represent. Let's see, I see Amplify, Montana Career Information System. Let's see, they're scrolling so quickly. Newzella, Formative, Learning A to Z. Welcome, we're just gonna allow a few more minutes to allow others to join us. Hello, Dreambox Reading Plus and Structure. Let's see, SchoolTube, Lexia, Studies Weekly, Nearpod, Classcraft, Fuse Studios, iCivics. Welcome, 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 everyone. We'll just give a few more minutes for others to join in. Hello from Learning A to Z, Braining Camp. Again, for those of you just joining us, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat and which company you represent. And it looks like we have quite a bit now. And we're about 3 minutes after. So I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. Before we get started, you'll notice two things in your Zoom console, a chat box and a Q&A option. If you see something that is really exciting, post about it in the chat, and please feel free to connect with each other throughout the webinar. Separately, if you have questions for me or the Clever team, please submit those in the Q&A box. We'll collect those and save about 10 minutes at the end to go over questions from the group. If you see something that is super exciting, take a screenshot and share it with your community by tweeting @Clever with the hashtag #ReadyWithClever. And don't worry, this session is being recorded and we'll send it over to everyone later this week, so you can feel free to share it with anyone that's interested. Here's a quick reminder on the Q&A functionality. Please use the Zoom Q&A feature pictured here on the right to ask questions during the webinar. It will help us to keep track of your questions. Please do not use the chat feature for questions, as we don't want to miss any of your questions. We will also have time at the end of the webinar for live Q&A. Before we dive into the webinar, let's start with a brief introduction. I am Dr. Viva Brannon, and I recently joined Clever as the head of the application success team. I'm a former high school teacher, and I've managed customer success and account management teams for many years in edtech organizations. And I'm very happy to be here with you all today.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dana Fletcher. I'm the Principal Customer Success Manager working on Viva's team. I joined Clever this past year with about a decade in customer account management experience and the last 7 years in SaaS customer success. And although I'm newer to edtech, I have 2 young kids who are future Clever users, and I'm very passionate about the future of education. So I'm very glad to be here with you all today.
Thanks for joining us in our first quarterly product talk of 2022, where we'll be sharing the latest developments from Clever's product roadmap. We know how important it is for our partners to know about new product changes, and we hope that these quarterly product talks will provide you with helpful updates. Let's take a look at our agenda for today. We'll start by sharing our reflections on the past year, and then dive into our exciting new product updates and what they mean for you. We'll also discuss a couple of upcoming new products for districts, and we'll end with a Kahoot quiz with a chance to win prizes, followed by a Q&A. Please help us help you by sharing your questions in the Q&A box throughout the webinar. And now I'll hand it off to Dana to dive into our first topic.
Thanks, Viva. Let's take a moment to reflect on the new normal for edtech. Long gone are those pre-pandemic days where teachers say, I don't do technology, that's not my thing. In fact, as Sylvia, an educational integration specialist, said, educators are experiencing light bulb moments of realizing the technology they used during the pandemic is making them better teachers in brick and mortar classrooms. And she's not the only one. This is the first post-pandemic world we've lived in. And this academic year is the first where we'll truly be able to see how the edtech boom will develop in the classroom. Over the past 2 years, districts have invested tens of billions of dollars in technology, such as devices, hotspots, tools, apps, and other digital content. Early in the pandemic, many questioned whether these new digital investments would remain after a return to in-person learning. In Q4 of 2021, we surveyed over 1,500 teachers and district administrators who use Clever, and according to them, the answer appears to be yes. Overall, teachers are satisfied with the available edtech, are using more of it, and keeping new digital resources. 8 in 10 teachers say their use of edtech has increased or increased significantly compared to before the pandemic. Over 90% of teachers say they will continue using at least some of these tools, regardless of whether they are teaching remotely or in person, and 74% of them are satisfied with their edtech resources. The future is bright for digital learning. And now I'll hand it back to Viva to share with you Clever's vision for 2022.
Thanks, Dana. With such a huge increase in edtech usage over the past couple of years, now more than ever, edtech implementations need to be simple and sustainable. You might remember that last year we had a heavy focus on the whole education ecosystem, from teachers to students to parents to districts to administrators and partners. It was really what we needed at the time, and we're so glad we invested in tools to try to make life easier for all involved in the shift to distance learning. In 2022, with the return to in-person learning and hybrid learning models, sustainability is at the core of what we're doing. In order to do that, we're shifting our focus to our top change drivers, which is our district administrators and application partners. It's still all about the students, but they benefit more when we focus on our top change drivers. And with that in mind, our product roadmap touches 3 main areas. 1, cleaner, faster data sharing. 2, a supercharged Clever infrastructure. And 3, simplified and secure edtech implementations. Let's dive into how we plan to help you reduce your support overhead and achieve faster rollouts with cleaner, faster data sharing. I'm personally super excited about this one because so many of you asked for this in our recent fall survey. We know troubleshooting sharing rules with districts is a big pain point. You shared feedback like, determine how we can better help customers pare down sharing rules, and ensure customers know how to share appropriate data. And this year, we want to reduce the amount of troubleshooting you need to work on with just districts. We're making application provided district sharing rules smarter. Last year, we made it possible for you to share recommendations to your districts and make sure your sharing rules are optimized for your application. Once you send these recommendations, your district can set them with the click of a button. This year, you'll be able to take district-created rules as a starting point and customize them rather than starting from scratch, making data sharing easier and smarter than ever. Another exciting upcoming update is the ability to set custom safety thresholds for your application. You might remember safety thresholds is a feature we released to prevent district data changes from causing unexpected issues in your application. We heard some feedback that the defaults that we set didn't meet everyone's needs. So you will soon be able to set the thresholds of create, update, and delete events so that you have control over when you like to review data syncs. We're also committed to making it easier for districts to get you the right data at the right time. First, we've just released a streamlined data browser, which makes it easier for districts to visualize and understand their data. We've also already rolled out sharing previews that run 10 times faster, so districts will make fewer mistakes when creating or accepting sharing rules with your applications. Soon, we'll be giving the sharing UI a visual refresh to make it clearer and more streamlined, and we'll be running a beta of new guided walkthrough of sharing for first-time users to help them pick the right method of sharing the first time.
As you can tell from what Viva just presented, Clever is committed to making the data sharing experience smoother between you and districts. We're also investing in our core infrastructure to truly help streamline edtech implementations in every way possible. If you've been to a few of our product talks before, you've likely heard us talk about API v3. As a reminder, the key features of this API version are a new multi-role user data model, improved contact relationships, richer staff data, and support for content mapping. This is also another reminder that Clever will be deprecating API v1 in December 2022. This means the unversioned /me endpoint, API v1.1, and API v1.2 are all being deprecated at the end of this year. By now, most of you should have your migration plan in place, and if you haven't yet, please consult our detailed guide on dev.clever.com. If you aren't sure which version you're using or have any questions at all about the v1 deprecation, upgrading your integration, or anything else about our APIs, check out our developer documentation, and you can always reach out to our excellent partner engineering team at integrations@clever.com. We'll be sending out an email to anyone who still needs to upgrade their API version next week, so look out for more info then. We're excited to announce that we're working on SSO into the apps dashboard to offer you an extra layer of security for your data, including multi-factor authentication. If you're interested in being part of our SSO beta, please let us know by contacting your Clever customer success manager. We also want you to know that you can rely on Clever to streamline edtech implementations. Think of us as the pipes that make everything work. As part of helping keep these implementations sustainable, we're also improving the resilience and security of our platform by committing to 99.977% uptime.
Another core focus for us this year is really investing in what matters for our districts and becoming more deeply ingrained in their ecosystem by offering them more paid add-on solutions. Last year, we launched Clever IDM to bring the same power of rostering ease to account provisioning and management of core identities. Clever IDM automates Google account and password provisioning and ongoing maintenance. Our goal was to save districts time and keep accounts secure by cutting down manual processes. This year, we're extending our identity management suite by rolling out Clever IDM for Active Directory. Districts will get tighter account and data security, and you will get cleaner, more accurate data with your Clever integration. As the most widely used single sign-on platform, Districts asked us to go a step further to provide a two-factor login with Clever that meets cybersecurity insurance requirements. This back to school, we'll be offering multi-factor authentication for districts to create a dual layer of security for all applications and data in the Clever portal. Just like Clever IDM, this will be an optional paid add-on feature to Clever.
Finally, over the past couple of years, we've heard that you would like us to help provide you with better training tools. We're very excited to share that our education team has been hard at work creating a brand new training course for application partners on Clever Academy. This course covers important information on how Clever works for you and your district customers, dives into data sharing, and even has a whole section on troubleshooting and providing ongoing support for districts. It just launched this month, and we've already had over 130 participants complete the training. It only takes around an hour, and you'll get some fun, Clever swag once you complete the course. Check it out today on clever.com/academy, or you can find it in your app dashboard. And then in honor of joining the Kahoot group this past year, we are hosting a Kahoot. The top 3 winners will have the chance to win a Clever water bottle. So we'll be bringing that up here. Awesome. So to join, you can go to your Kahoot app. You can scan the QR code, or you can go to www.kahoot.it. And so when you're able to get that up, awesome. Then you type in the PIN. The PIN is 4089709. So again, you can join with the QR code, the Kahoot app, or kahoot.it. Enter in the PIN 4089709. Awesome. All right, we're going to give you all 30 more seconds here, and then we'll get started. Doing great. Oh, we're letting a couple more folks in. All of a sudden it picked up. We'll give you a few more seconds. All right, let's go ahead and get started. What's new for Clever 2022? When will API v1 be deprecated? Is it June 2022, December 2023, December 2022, or March 2023? The faster you answer, the higher your score will be. Awesome. All right, looks like most of you got this right. That's great. And we have Chance H in the lead with 949 points. What option is new in recommended sharing settings? Is it share custom records, edit existing district sharing, share all records, or share records for specific schools? All right, the answers are coming in, 2 seconds. Edit existing district sharing. Great job. Oh, Jacques, looks like you're in the lead with 1876 points. True or false? SSO into the Clever Apps dashboard will allow you to use MFA solutions. Blue for true, red for false. All right, 8 seconds. couple folks coming in. Yes, true. We're excited about that one. Let's see. And this is a word cloud. So you type in the answer. Which new features are you most excited about for 2022? So type in your answer. It can be, hopefully anything we talked about today. but would love to hear what you're most excited about, and we'll get to see a word cloud of the answers on the screen. All right, 5 seconds left to type in your answer and submit it. That's great. See a lot of Clever Academy sharing. MFA. We have a lot of sharing improvements in MFA. I see some Clever Academy, the new API, integration speed. Awesome. There are some good ones in here. SSO, MFA. Great. Let's see who won. All right, Jess Formative in third place, Ryan H in second place, and the winner today is Jacques Minache. Great job. Congratulations, everyone. If you won the Kahoot, please put your name, email, and address into the Q&A so that we can send you your prize. The Q&A console is private, so only we at Clever will see it. And thanks so much for doing that with us. That was fun.
Thanks, Dana. Now we'll transition into the Q&A. Please remember to submit any questions using the Q&A feature into the Zoom console. If we don't get to your question, we'll follow up with you via email. And let's see which questions we have. So the first question, Dana, will this webinar recording be available after we wrap up?
Yes, it will. We will send out the webinar recording to all of the registrants as a follow-up, so you'll look out for that email.
Thank you. Next question, what are opportunities for international expansion in 2022?
Great question. Clever plans to be available in 3 countries outside of the US this year. And we are deep in research, and we'll share more about which countries and our overall strategy in a few months.
All right, we'll move right along. Next question, is there a plan to deprecate API v2 or v2.1?
We currently do not have any plans to deprecate v2. As per our API policy, we will continue to support v2.0 and v2.1 until after we release API v4 at some point in the future.
Thank you. Is multi-factor authentication coming for apps?
When you use SSO into the apps dashboard, you'll be able to use your current identity provider's multi-factor authentication if that's set up.
Thanks, Dana. Lots of great questions. Next question, does the sharing rules also allow for what data attributes from a customer is needed so that any data that does not have that attribute is not sent? Right now, this is something that is not customer facing.
That's a great question. So the sharing updates we're making will help districts choose the right records. If you're running into issues with records that are missing data fields you require, reach out to your success manager to explore using data warnings or field access to address those concerns.
It's a great question. Next question that we have. As a vendor, we've not previously had a designated Clever customer success manager. How would we get a designated contact for our app to be included in the SSO beta testing?
Another good question. You can reach out to our team at integrations@clever.com. And I can also put that in the chat as well.
Wonderful, Dana. Similar question, we are building secure sync rostering and are launching a pilot with some districts, but I have no guidance of best setup and way of testing.
Definitely reach out to our partner engineering team, which I just sent in the chat their email alias, and they can help you set up a testing and go live plan. So again, you can email partner engineering, Clever Partner Engineering at integrations@clever.com.
Wonderful. A few more still coming in. When will the option to update existing sharing rules become available?
Our product team is working on bringing this to you as soon as possible. We'll definitely release this before back to school, and you will hear more about it in our newsletter and other updates.
Great. Thanks, Dana. Next question. Is the Streamline data browser going to update on both sides?
Good question. For this back to school, the new data browser will only be visible in the district administrator dashboard. We're definitely planning on updating the experience in the future, so stay tuned.
Okay. Let's see. So I see some more being typed in. And I'm trying to let them finish it. The question is, how soon will sharing guidance be available?
Yes, the beta for the new guided sharing experience will roll out before back to school.
All right. And it looks like, let's see, do we have any more?
That might be it.
That may be all the questions. So many great questions today. I think that is all the questions that we have. If there's any, I don't think there's any that I missed. That's it. All right. So if we didn't get to your question, we'll make sure we follow up with you by email. But thank you so much for spending the time with us today. Thanks for your great questions and your feedback. And we're looking forward to another great year of partnership. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything you do to support students and educators. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thanks.